Welcome back to the Bad Influence podcast, where we dig deep into the truths that shape our lives. Today, we're tackling one of the most profound concepts you'll ever face, the understanding that life is temporary. And I know it's a topic that might make you uncomfortable at first, but it's also one that can unlock a deeper sense of meaning and fulfillment. What if I told you that embracing the ever changing nature of life could lead you to live more fully, more intentionally, and with greater appreciation for every moment? If you're ready to confront the reality of life being temporary and find the meaning hidden within it, this episode could transform the way you see your life and the world around you. Imagine living each day with the knowledge that nothing lasts forever. Not the good moments, not the bad, not even life itself. How would that change the way you approach your daily routines, your relationships, and your goals? Today, we're going to explore how life being temporary can be a powerful source of meaning and fulfillment. For instance, understanding that a job or a relationship is temporary can help us appreciate the present moment and make the most of it. Not get attached to just the good times or the bad times, but to enjoy the good times and the bad times, because you can overcome the bad times and you're going to be able to have more good times. The problem is that we live in a culture that often avoids the topic of life being temporary. That life has an expiration date. We cling to the idea of durability because it feels safe. It feels stable. You want to believe that your relationships, your achievements, and even your lives will last forever. But the truth is, nothing in this world is permanent. Everything changes, everything fades, and everything eventually comes to a fucking end. The problem is that by ignoring or resisting this reality, you set yourself up for disappointment, frustration, and even suffering. You become attached to things, to people, and outcomes, believing they should last forever. When they inevitably change or end, you feel lost, as if the rug has been pulled out from under you. I've seen this within myself, I've seen it with my wife, I've seen it with her family, my friends, and people that I work with. They have gone through this. But here's the thing. Life being temporary doesn't have to be a source of fear or sadness. In fact, when you fully embrace the changeable nature of life, you can find a deeper sense of meaning and fulfillment. By accepting that everything is temporary, you can learn to fully appreciate the present moment and live your life with greater intention and purpose. Let me share a personal story. So, I have always been terrified of change. I have built a life that felt stable and secure, and I clung to that stability with everything I had. I was afraid to lose what I had worked so hard to achieve: my career, my relationships, my sense of identity. But then, as life often does, everything changes. And everything changed for me. A series of events unplanned, others unexpected, shook the foundation of the life I had built. Relationships ended, career path shifted, and I found myself facing the reality that nothing in my life was as permanent as I had believed. We lost everything when my wife got sick. We lost her income when my wife got sick. We went from 2 incomes to 1. We lost the place that we were renting because we couldn't afford it anymore. And at first, I felt lost. as if everything I had known was slipping through my fingers. It was a terrifying experience, I'm not gonna lie. But as I began to accept the changes happening in my situation, something remarkable happened. I started to see the beauty in the transience of life. I realized that the very fact that nothing lasts forever is what makes life so precious. Every moment, every experience, every connection became more meaningful because I knew it wouldn't last forever. I have seen people die. Right now, a family member, it's in the last stages of life. I saw my grandpa die. So I realize now that I learned this a long time ago. That life is not permanent. That everything changes, everything dies, everything fades. People will move on from you. People will leave you. People will change. Like nothing stays the same. And that's the beauty of life. This shift in perspective changed everything for me. I had learned this when I was 8, but because I was so young, I didn't understand it until a few years ago. And when I started finally understanding that life is precious because of change and that nothing lasts forever, not even a job, not even a career, not even a house, everything crumbles. I stopped clinging to the past and started living more fully in the present. I became more open to change, more appreciative of the people in my life, and more intentional about how I spend my time. Embracing the temporary moments of life didn't make life easier, but it did make it richer and more fulfilling, which is extremely important right now. So, why is it important to embrace life being temporary? That life has an expiration date. I would like to read your answers in the comments because this is my answer. This is based on my life and what I have learned in the last 37 years. Based on the things that I see, based on the things that I saw growing up. And for one, accepting this, it helps you develop a greater appreciation for the greater and the present moment. When you understand that everything is temporary, you're more likely to savor the experiences you have rather than take them for granted. You become more mindful, more present, and more connected to the world and the people around you. You become more connected to your partner, your wife, your spouse, your husband, your kids, your friends. You start making memories. Life being temporary also teaches you to let go of attachment. Attachment is the root of much of your suffering, whether it's attachment to people, possessions, or outcomes. When you cling too tightly to things, you set yourself up for disappointment when they inevitably change or fade away. I have seen this. This is something that my mom did. When she was able to buy her first car here in the United States, a 2001 Neon, Plymouth Neon, she became attached to that. She wouldn't let me or my brother drive it. She didn't want to put miles in it. It was like her baby. Once it broke, she didn't know what to do because, at one point, unfortunately, a car is going to give out, right? Especially depending on how you drive it and how you take care of it. Well, she never really took care of it, and the car crapped out. And she felt like she had lost everything. But by embracing temporariness, you learn to let go and flow with the natural rhythm of life, experiencing a sense of liberation and peace. because you're not attached, in this case, to a car, a career, a person. Like, what will happen if you're in a relationship, like in my case, for 10 years, and my wife passes away because of her illnesses, right? That's one of the reasons why I like to make memories with her. That's one of the reasons why I love to take care of her, to make those memories and be like, you know what? At least I help her until her last day, until her last breath. Moreover, life being temporary can be a powerful motivator for living a life of purpose and intention. When you recognize that your time on this earth is limited, you're more likely to focus on what truly matters: your relationships, your passions, and the impact you want to have on the world. You stop wasting time on trivial pursuits and start living with a sense of urgency and meaning, empowering you to live each day with purpose and intention. You're not chasing a number, you're not chasing money, you're trying to create a legacy, something that you're going to be remembered by. And finally, embracing this temporariness of life helps you build resilience. Life is full of challenges, losses, and unexpected changes. When you accept that these experiences are a natural part of life, you're better equipped to navigate them with grace and strength. You learn to adapt, to grow, and to find meaning even in the face of adversity, which for some reason right now it's so hard to do. Nobody wants to face adversity. But that's one of the beauties of life being temporary. In that time that you have here on earth, you're going to face adversity at one point or another in your life, because life itself is not easy. And you may be thinking, but isn't the idea of life being temporary depressing? And it's true. It's true. It is depressing. It can be depressing. It can be depressing that acknowledging this part of life can be uncomfortable, especially if you've been conditioned to seek stability and security. But what if instead of seeing temporariness as a source of sadness, you saw it as an opportunity for growth, for gratitude, and for living a more meaningful life, where you literally make a memory that will last until your last breath. When you're on your deathbed, you look back and you say, you know what? I lived a life of meaning, of purpose. I did what I wanted. I didn't stop. I built the life that I wanted. And now it's my time to go. I understand that this might be a challenging concept, and I want to assure you that it's okay to feel this way. It's all part of the journey towards acceptance and understanding. Consider this. When you know that something won't last forever, you're more likely to appreciate it while it's here. I do the same thing with my dogs. I know that dogs at one point they're going to pass away because of old age. So I spend time with them, I pet them, I play with them, I create memories with those dogs because they're like my kids. So whether it's a relationship, a beautiful sunset, or a simple moment of joy, the knowledge that it's fleeting makes it more precious, and it truly does. Life being temporary gives you a reason to cherish the people and experiences in your lives, to be fully present with them, and to make the most of the time you have. To not waste it binge watching TV shows. To not waste it working for a company you hate, for working for a boss that you hate. By embracing this, you also free yourself from the fear of loss. When you accept that change is inevitable, you stop resisting it. and start flowing with it. You become more adaptable, more resilient, and more open to the new opportunities that change can bring. Instead of clinging to the past, you're able to move forward with grace and confidence. Imagine the freedom that comes from letting go of the need for everything to be permanent. Instead of trying to control every aspect of your life, you allow things to unfold naturally. You trust in the process of life, knowing that each ending is also a new beginning. This mindset shift can lead to a deeper sense of peace, fulfillment, and joy. Let's get into some practical ways to embrace this concept and find meaning in it. First, practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the art of being fully present in the moment without judgment or attachment. When you're mindful, you're able to appreciate each experience as it comes, knowing that it's fleeting and it's precious. Second, cultivate gratitude. Cultivate gratitude. Take time each day to reflect on the things you're grateful for, no matter how small. Gratitude helps you focus on the positive aspects of life and reminds you to appreciate what you have while you have it. It's a powerful antidote to the fear of temporariness. Third, let go of attachment. Practice letting go of your need for control and certainty. This doesn't mean you stop caring about the people and things in your life, but rather that you stop clinging to them as if they're the source of your happiness. Letting go allows you to experience life more fully and to adapt to change with greater ease. Lastly, live with intention. Recognize that your time on this earth is limited and use that knowledge as a motivator to live a life of purpose. Focus on the things that truly matter to you and don't waste time on things that don't. Make decisions that align with your values and your vision for your life. And don't be afraid to pursue your passions with urgency and commitment. Because when you realize that life is temporary, you're going to believe that you have this urgency to and commitment to start doing the things that you truly want. Because I'll give you an example. What if you're told today or tomorrow or in the next few weeks that you only have a few months to live due to cancer or to whatever illness, right? You may regret the things that you haven't done. And what a lot of people do when they get those types of news is that they start doing everything they wanted to do because they want to leave this earth on good terms, knowing that at least they try to do everything, but that's towards the end. What if you don't have to wait until you get those news to do what you're supposed to do? To live a life where you're committed to your goals, where you enjoy everything. That's the life I live now. And that's the life that you can create. I believe in your ability to find meaning in the temporariness of life, just like I did. It's not about denying the reality of change or pretending that everything will last forever. It's about embracing the beauty of the moment and living fully in the present. It's not about not caring about tomorrow. It's about enjoying today and creating something right now so you can live better tomorrow. You have the power to create a life that's rich with meaning, even in the face of life having an expiration date. Because we all have an expiration date at this point. Unless science advances so much that we can extend our lives forever, we all gonna die at one point. And this doesn't mean that I'm a nihilist or some shit like that. It's just the fucking truth. Because, like I said at the beginning, I've seen people die. Right now, a family member, like I said, it's on the last stages of life, and you can see the bitterness. You can see the resentment because of the things that he didn't do, because of what he had to do to have a life that didn't fulfill him. Remember, this isn't something to fear. It's something to celebrate. It's what makes life precious. What makes each moment worth living. By embracing the concept of life being temporary, you open yourself up to a deeper, more fulfilling way of living. You become more present, more grateful, and more intentional about how you spend your time. And when you do that, whenever your time comes, whenever that expiration date is around the corner, you're going to look back and you're going to say to yourself, you know what? This might be my end. This might be my ending. But I live a life that made me happy, that made me fulfilled. I enjoy the people in my life, my friends, my family, everyone. That's what life is all about. You don't want to get to the end of your life. You don't want to get a diagnosis, a terminal diagnosis, and be bitter and be mad because in the end, you still are going to pass away. And you don't want to do that when you're bitter. You don't want to do that when you're mad. Because if that's the case, then what's the point of living, right? And that's it for today. Thank you for joining me today on the Bad Influence Podcast. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who might need a reminder to appreciate the fleeting beauty of life. Together, we can inspire each other to live with purpose, gratitude, and a deep appreciation for the present moment. So stay mindful, stay grateful, and keep pushing forward. Until next time, have a great